So this year's Markenfield project is to develop the gardens. The biggest of those is this at the back. And we've already done quite a lot. We've now got our gate here. And of course we have the Pulver House of Birds, aviary up there. And a lot of the stuff down here is beginning to grow back, and I just want to see what it is before I mess it all up. This area is going to be for chickens at some point in time, and this area right down here is going to be the vegetable garden. There are a few things that I can do before I mess around with all that. One of them is to remove this conifer tree. Although it does actually seem to be dying. I don't quite know why. But we can't have that here. It will, I think it probably already has, destabilised the path a little. The path seems a little bit of a wonk. And I think that's probably because of the roots. It's also going to do absolutely no good to the foundations of my aviary there, so we need to remove that. I'm keeping this tree even though it seems to be dead. I haven't seen yet any. Oh, there are a few little green sprouts on it, so maybe that will grow. But the birds like this one, so I'm going to keep that for a little bit. The other major thing that I want to do is investigate whatever that is over there. There's a load of rocks, sort of like a mini rockery over there. And I want to just see what all of this is. I'm planning on keeping this border down here, probably as far as this sort of bushy thing here, but then there's going to be beds along here for my vegetables. Anyway, what are we doing today? Well, something a little bit more simpler. All these pots down here, we're going to empty them, and we're going to fill them with some of the seeds, bulbs, that we were given. I've got my compost, I've got my trowel around somewhere, I hope. Oh yes, look, there's my trowel, and I've got these now. Most of these I don't think we need to worry too much about. All of those gladioli, those grow quite large, so we want to make sure that we got the gladioli bulbs in the really deep, the really big tubs. I've got a green one, some of the big plastic ones, those need to be gladioli, the rest of them can be whatever. Anything spare I'm going to put in the border in my front garden, but of course I don't really want to do that because the front garden I'm going to be developing as well, and landscaping means there's no point in planting bulbs if I'm just going to dig it up over the summer, is there really? But that's why I think we're going to concentrate just on the pots for now, and see what we can do. So my first job is going to be filling all these planters. I emptied them all out completely, and now I need to refill them again. I've got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that little tiny one there. And that making all that noise is Joshua over there. I think he's the noisy one. Shh, be quiet. Right, so I have my compost, looked it all the way back. This is, it's just multi-purpose, and I'm going to fill all my pots now. Right, so here we are, having used all the compost in fact to fill my pots here. That one's not quite as full as I'd like it to be, but never mind. Little one. I might put a pot I'll probably use that because that's too small for planting really. It's ideal for using as a sort of drip tray, water tray for a plant pot, plant to go inside it, sort of in another pot. And I haven't touched this one down there, and that was actually planned because when I had a look at it, I'm going to go down and show you. It's got a bush in it. Oh look, there's a cat. And you can see that the tips of it, I can possibly get this to focus, the tips you can see there, hello? The tips are still alive, so I'm going to wait to see if it sprouts, to see what it is. I don't want to keep it, but I might sell it to one of my family or something. Excuse me, I've got to play with the cat. It's a beautiful little moggy. Down here, come to investigate. Where is he? Down there. Beautiful white cat. Sort of not quite long hair, but certainly not short hair. Absolutely bleach white. Come to say hello. Almost went in the house, but changed its mind. They really aren't that bothered by the birds, which is quite bizarre. I would expect them to always be prowling around here, but sometimes they sit along the fence and watch. But mostly they're not really at all interested. I think it's because they all belong to the same house over there, and that house keeps rodents, so the cats are probably quite used to other living sort of things that make noises and sort of move around as usual cats would sort of pounce, but they're sort of brought up with other sort of animals, and eventually they just ignore them. Anyway, so my pots are ready, and now to plant.